What is our next main topic today?
Our next main topic is coming from Thomas Taylor. Greetings, John. Let's go back to Middle-earth. I just heard that J.A. Bayona is going to executive produce and direct the upcoming Lord of the Rings show for Amazon. I know not a lot of people saw it, but A Monster Calls is one of my all-time favorite movies.
So good.
It was amazing! And I love Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. What do you think of this hire, and does it get you more excited for the show?
I'll tell you what. A Monster Calls is a movie. I remember the year it came out because I saw it a little bit late. Like I saw it a few days after it opened because I skipped the press screenings. It didn't look like much to me. And it's like I saw it and I'm like, why are more people not talking about this? It is powerful and moving and emotional and imaginative and creative. It's a beautiful, wonderful film. If you guys have not seen J.A. Bayona's A Monster Calls, you have to watch it. Then I'll tell you what, this is not a popular opinion, but I believe J.A. Bayona made the absolute best Jurassic Park film that wasn't the first Jurassic Park film. I believe Jurassic World: The Fallen Kingdom was the best of the Jurassic Park films other than the first one, which is obviously on another level, and that's all fine. We've been talking a lot about this whole Lord of the Rings thing coming from Amazon, and here's the specific report for those of you who are wondering what we're talking about J.A. Bayona. This, of course, is a quote from J.A. Bayona himself, confirming the fact that he is indeed going to be executive producer and directing the first 2 episodes of the Lord of the Rings series. J.R.R. Tolkien created one of the most extraordinary and inspiring stories of all time. And as a lifelong fan, it is an honor and a joy to join this amazing team. I can't wait to take audiences around the world to Middle-earth and have them discover the wonders of the Second Age with a never-before-seen story. Of course, that's from J.A. Bayona. Now, the thing is with television, and Aaron, you can probably speak to this a little bit better than most other people can. With television, the role of the director is different than it is in the movies. But quite often what they'll do is they'll bring in their most prominent director for your first episode because that's what sets the tone of what everybody else afterwards has to incorporate into their shows. He sets the tone. That director, she comes in, she directs the first episode, and that's kind of now your template for it. J.A. is going to come and do the first 2. He's executive producer on it. How significant do you think this is for an upcoming Lord of the Rings series on Amazon? And do you think it gives him more credibility with the fans?
I think it is huge, and you're absolutely right. Anytime, a lot of times people refer to television directors as directors for hire, as sort of they come in and they do the paint by numbers, which I think is doing director is a gross disservice, and I don't necessarily agree with that. However, they don't have as much creative leeway. But you're absolutely right. The first episode of anything, the pilot, that director really does set the way that everything looks and really sets the tone, which is why they get residuals in perpetuity on the television show.
Nice gig.
Yes, very nice if you can get it. But also, it reminds me actually, I remember a conversation that I had with Stephen DeKnight talking about Spartacus, just a little shout out for that, where we were talking about how you need someone who's going to be able to understand the grand scope and scale of an operatic production such as Spartacus, but at the same time is going to be able to make the days, which you need to do in television. What I like about Bayona is that he has done television. He directed some episodes of Penny Dreadful. So he understands the pacing of television. And I also love the fact that he's not an American director. He's a Spanish director originally, and he has a lot of what we consider foreign films under his belt. And I think that that's going to give him a really exciting and dynamic vision for the project as a whole. I'm really excited about this. As much as Hobbit feet freak me out, I definitely would be willing to take a look at this. And hopefully, play one of those little elf people.
Let me ask you this, Chris. As somebody who has a dog named Gimli, son of Gloin, which I'm not kidding, she has a dog named Gimli, son of Gloin. Where's your anticipation level for this show? Does this show excite you? And what does the addition of J.A. Bayona do to you, if anything?
I am so excited about this show. I'm going to geek out so hard. I'm going to be clutching Gimli, and I'm going to make all the food. We're eating like hobbits. It's going to be great. There's going to be 11
breakfast, second
it's
breakfast,
It's going to be so good. All the potatoes. I'm really excited about Bayona because with those other films under his belt too, we know that Bayona can do great work with creatures. I mean, A Monster Calls, that was an ent with a certain set of skills.
Yes.
I mean, it was wonderful. Jurassic Park, we know that they have a really, really great understanding of creatures and being able to incorporate special effects into a world pretty seamlessly. And that's always been a big thing with these big budget kind of mythological worlds that they're building. In fantasy, you want to have a realistic looking fantasy still. You don't want to be taken out of it so much. You can only suspend your disbelief so much. So to have somebody who has a great understanding of creature building and creature features, sort of, I think really, really speaks in favor to this.
Yeah, and I think you brought up a point. When you're going into something like Lord of the Rings, you want to have a little bit of experience with that other stuff as well. Mm-hmm. He's shown he knows how to do it already. I think this is great news. I'm excited for the show. Guys, the question is, how do you feel about it? I know a lot of us, and especially with the budget they're spending on the show, one of the biggest budgets in history for a series. How are you guys feeling about this? What do you think about the addition of J.A. Bayona? I personally think it's a really good call. Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.